Greetings, every people. It's your cult of personality, your Toon Critic's name, Toon's name of my game. Welcome back to Roundtable's Magic. Canada is still being a butt. We're still sticking to our schedule no matter what they try to throw at us. No matter if they're 7 or 8 episodes ahead of us, we're still sticking to our schedule. You know me. We got a bunch of people here as always. We have Golden Fox.
What's up?
We got Ninja.
Hey.
We got Voice.
You know, I just realized that we had no interruptions during the intro.
Well, it's been like that for a little while now.
Yeah, I'm starting to suspect something.
It's almost like we're planning something secretly.
Have it every now and then. That'll make it funnier.
I guess. We have Bliss.
Yeah.
There is a lobster on my head.
No,
It's on Voice's head, actually.
But if you
now
want
it's on
back on
Voice's
your
head,
head,
okay.
there you go. It's back on your head now.
Yeah, it's back on Bliss's
Okay.
head.
Okay, it's back on my head now. All right.
Yeah, she missed it.
And where is Keyframe? The Keyframe's choosing to opt out?
I am here!
Oh, she is here, and Keyframe.
Hi.
And today's guest, now, British Ninja has been talking to me about some rando dude that apparently he was in the Analysis Daily Tournament for a while. He got his name out there a little bit. I bring to you today, FATMANFALLIng.
Everybody subscribe!
Yes, do it.
I'm criminally undersubbed.
Yes.
Well, at least you're honest. So, today's episode we have here is Forever Philly. I don't know how to feel about this episode. I really don't.
I liked it.
Stick!
I thought it was nice.
I thought it was cute.
And
had its
that's the end of the show, folks. See you guys next week.
If every roundtable was like that, we'd get these done, like, super quickly, but...
We should have done that for April Fool's if it ever lines up on the date. We just have a fucking very short podcast.
Pretty much. So...
And also bye-bye PG rating.
I'm sorry, I'm loose tonight.
It's whatever. So who are we going to start off with?
Yeah, heck, I guess I wouldn't mind going first for a change.
You should start off with whoever had the hardest time picking a positive.
Which in that case is all
So does that
of
make
us.
That would have been hilarious, but also mean at the same
Okay, I'm
time.
gonna quickly read up the chat to make sure I'm not taking anyone's point.
I guess Ninja's gonna go
It's
first.
kind of similar to Voices, but I won't completely say it, I
Everybody
guess.
has the same idea,
I'll
and
leave
Voice
them.
just was a jerk about it and took it.
Aw.
Oh, jeez.
I guess. So I will just say that this is probably the most adult the show has ever been. Like, this moral is
Really?
not for kids. It is not. Kids do not understand what it's like to go through, because when you're a kid, you're talked to the way Rarity was at first. You know, it's only when you grow up a little bit and you see how things change and how life changes other people, does this moral start to sink in. I feel like it's similar to kind of like Avatar, The Last Airbender, where there was a lot of morals in that show that flew right over kids' heads when it first came out, and then looking back on it, it was just awesome. So, yeah, I think this moral is fantastic, well executed, it was beautiful, and I really liked it. So I guess I'll move on to...
I like to go next.
Oh, alright. Go on, Gordon.
Go ahead.
This is pretty much taking the same, not same point, but a similar point off of what British has said. It does have a pretty adult message about, you know, when it comes to growing up, or when it comes to somebody else who you knew and growing up, times change, and that's having to learn to accept. And in this situation, I pretty much understood a lot of Rarity's view on her personal crisis of not interacting that much with Sweetie Belle. Contrastly, like, it's like a dramatic change when you compare this to, let's say, what was it, Sister of Social, where she wasn't very keen or very happy with having Sweetie Belle in just sticking around or staying in her home for a while until they would eventually get acquainted. And now you see that there's a dramatic change between these two episodes. And I actually kind of like that, because as kids look back on this episode, they'll find they'll begin to identify with this episode at an older age and appreciate something of what is being taught with them. And I don't want to sound like I'm echoing off of British, but I pretty much am. But it's one of the reasons why I appreciate it when an episode goes to tackle on, what its subject matter is to, an important degree. So, who shall I pass it off to?
Me.
All right, go ahead, Key.
I like that it had ponies in it.
10 out of 10. Best analysis.
You really don't like this one, do you?
No, she didn't.
They had a good callback with that picture of Gabby on the wall and and the filly that they're helping being from Philly Vanilli and yay callbacks.
You remind me of an old Gibbon Take review where he just he's reviewing a game and most game reviewers go, oh yes, this graphics is so good, and he just goes, it has graphics. He just moves on. That's the point. Beautiful.
But yeah, pony callbacks. Pony callbacks. Fat Man, you say your things.
Okay, all right.
One thing you like.
Yeah, I'm gonna say my positive is just that Sweetie Belle is like the ringleader. Like, she's sort of taken over that mantle from Apple Bloom. Because in the first 3 seasons, I suppose, Apple Bloom was really the, leader of the CMC. But ever since season 4, Sweetie Belle has been gaining, more and more traction and being involved in a lot more of the intense episodes. I think it started mostly in Twilight Time, but now, the CMC completely fall apart without her.
That may tap on my negative, but yes.
That may have been
and
your
you took
negative.
a little bit of my positive too, but whatever.
No, and probably I'll get more on it, but my negative is just how useless the CMC were without her.
Is it my turn then?
Oh.
Yeah, you can go.
Oh, so it's my turn? Okay.
Yes.
Yes.
So I liked that the moral was, kind of going off voice here, but I like how it was addressing that things change over time, and it's kind of a sad yet reality check to it all. It kind of tells us that life is short, and if we blink, we're going to miss opportunities, or we're going to realize that the thing we used to do before, we can't ever do it again because we're too old, or our friends are too old now, or it's kind of like what happened with an old friend of mine that I grew up with, and she used to play animals and pony dolls with me all the time. And then around age 13, and yes, I was still into that at the time, I was thinking we were going to play a game or something similar to that, like the good old days. And then I got a reality slap to the face when she said, no, I'm going to go to the Sonic and check out the guys.
Wow. She's alpha.
Pretty much.
It's the most based thing I've ever heard.
You never realize it until it happens, that time does fly.
It's like you remember them as a kid where they like listening to I don't know, Backstreet Boys or NSYNC, but as soon as they get older, they want to listen to Evanescence.
My childhood.
No, it's more like you used to listen to Simple Plan, and all of a sudden you're now listening to Led Zeppelin.
That's a better way to age.
I kind of feel like
it's like a fine wine.
I kind of feel like the opposite perspective here, because I'm the youngest sibling. I'm a babu in the family, so I kind of saw this from Sweetie Belle's perspective. It's like, for me it was a little more awkward because I used to like kid stuff, and then I grew out of it, and I started watching My Little Pony, and my parents got concerned. It's like, that's one hell of a relapse, son.
It's one hell of a relapse. It's awesome though.
Yeah. This episode didn't really connect with the audience in the way they were expecting. It's like, all that kid stuff. I say, watching My Little Pony.
Yeah.
It's like I've outgrown all this kid stuff, I say as I'm watching My Little Pony. Wait.
What's that? Samurai Jack's back? Holy shit. Oh, holy crap. Sorry, my apologies.
Yeah, that's whatever.
I'm a grown up. Zach, you have a bookshelf full of dolls. They are vinyl figures.
They are action
They are
figures.
Vinyl
Wow.
Pop exclusive collector figures. Shut up. And I don't have one shelf. I have 3. No, wait, no, I'm actually looking over them. No, 4. My bad.
I'm not into that childish stuff anymore, Mom. I have fidget spinners.
Don't talk crap about fidget spinners, okay? Those things are actually pretty cool.
Do you want to know why I'll talk crap about fidget spinners? Is because when I'm autistic, and I got bullied in school, and I used to have stress toys to help me, and I got made fun of, and now they're popular? What the hell is this kind of bullshit? Why were they popular when I was... Jesus.
Wow.
Okay, you know what, now, Ninja, when I see you at BronyCon, I'm just gonna give you a box of fidget spinners.
I'm gonna be so angry at you. I will attach you to a drill. I will spin them up and I'll hit it against your head.
I think he's serious, Zach.
So who's next?
I guess I'll go next.
Alright, was I last, though?
No? Voice
No,
is still
Zach
there.
didn't say
Who's
anything.
next?
I didn't say anything, and
voice.
neither did other Zach.
Yeah, I think voice...
Oh,
The two Zachs
spit
about
it out,
today.
man! Spit it out!
Alright.
Spit it out!
Okay, so time. Time, I think, is something very important, because last time we saw a situation with this was sort of way back in, I believe, Season 2? I'm pretty sure Sisterhood of Social was in Season 2.
That was Season 2.
Okay, so we're 5 seasons later, and you can see many different things. One, I'm so glad to see that Sweetie Belle has matured by so much in terms of how she carries herself and how she interacts with the CMC. 2, if you watch the episode and sort of compare, she got bigger. She grew up, and I was so glad to see that they were keeping that continuity, that she is indeed aging. She is indeed growing up just like the other CMC members. I love that she's more mature now. I like that she seems to be probably the most developed out of the rest of the CMC.
Oh yeah, she's a boss.
She is.
Yeah.
She is amazing, especially in this episode where she's just like, yeah, I'm not really into that anymore. She is maturing at a faster rate, I think, that Rarity anticipated. And I am... See, Scootaloo
She was an angsty teenager
Yes,
who
she
probably
is.
listened to Simple Plan at night.
It's like...
No, the Sweetie Belle being an angsty teen episode was For Whom the Sweetie Belle Toils.
Right.
When she destroyed Rarity's headdress.
That's also true. Like, I
Yeah.
imagine that Rarity goes into Sweetie Belle's room, she's watching Sword Art Online, and Rarity just blows up the TV.
To me, this is a great callback, not only to past Rarity and Sweetie Belle episodes, but it's so great to see how much that she's developed as a character and how far that she and Rarity have progressed together. They develop off of each other, and I love that. So...
I really want to know how old they are.
Yeah, I'm guessing...
That's a good question. Do
I'm
they
guessing that, like, Rarity and the main 6 are, like, in their 20s, and I want to say the CMC are now maybe around 16.
Here's a good question, and probably somewhere that they should probably take the show. When the hell are they going to graduate school and move on to things?
Is there a school
Yeah.
system? I mean, there is. There obviously has
I
to
mean,
be
they've
one
kind
with
of been in
Celestias.
school forever.
Cheerilee's a teacher. I mean,
Yeah. But, like, since Season 1, I think Season 1 is when they started school. Cause that's
There's
when
your
they
next
met,
analysis piece. The school systems in Equestria. What is the school? Does everybody just get A's? Is there participation awards? Is everything fair? Is there no such thing as a D or an F?
Right? Of course.
well, no.
they're gonna be-
Have you seen Parental Guidance yet?
Mm-hmm.
I
Yeah.
don't.
We're not supposed to talk about it.
But I know.
Okay.
Okay, I know what you're saying. I get
Yeah.
it.
Look to
Yeah.
that, for example, basically.
Yeah.
But it's like for the while now, Sweetie Belle used to be my least favorite Crusader. Now she is number 2. And
Heresy.
Bloom
Okay,
is...
good, it was fixed. No, it should be number 1.
No, Scootaloo is number 1 and will always be number
Zach?
1.
I taught you about these objective
No,
opinions.
no,
Gotta-
objectively, Scootaloo
Oh,
is
boy.
the best CMC, and I will fight you.
fight,
I will
fight,
stand my
fight,
ground
fight,
that
fight,
Scootaloo is the best CMC. And chat, please tell me I'm right. Who is the best CMC? Because if it's not Scootaloo, you're heretics.
It's Sweetie Belle.
No, it's Sweetie Belle. It's
So,
Sweetie Belle.
Sweetie Belle grew. Scootaloo's wings got shorter. Look, if we're
Oh,
talking
yeah.
about
God.
development, the Sweetie Belle can use magic.
Sweetie Belle is Sweetie Belle needs to go back to Hot Topic and look at all those Pokemon lids and put one on ironically, but she's just saying it's ironic even though she really does love the games.
Okay,
like
what are we gonna have now? Like freaking Sweetie Belle dressed up like cartoons or something? Jeez.
Like Sweetie Belle
Yeah,
is a developed character, and Scootaloo's like Oliver Twist.
Can we see
Just
that?
like-
I'm curious. Sweetie Belle
like
dressed
him.
up like cartoons. Artists get on that. Let's see where
Oh,
that goes.
oh
Toon Belle.
But anyway, I'm gonna pass it to Voice.
All right. Now let's go back to what we're talking about with the moral maturity. I'm going to take it in the way of paralleling the show.
Hmm?
One of the things that I remember watching about, especially in the like the first season, where they were targeting at younger kids. But as the series progressed, I started realizing a lot of these morals are getting a lot more and more mature. Like when we had season 5, where like we had 3 or 4 episodes that tugged at our heartstrings, talking about like the 5 stages of grief, or just amending fences, and I see that progressing alongside with the CNC. Like I see it more like the writers are figuring out, okay, the characters are growing. We don't have to talk down to them anymore.
Mhm.
Like let's start treating our audience like. I guess let's say they started out watching the show at like the age of 8, 7 years have passed. They're now 15. Let's keep that up. Let's make the morals more suitable for the audience that we grow up with, while still realize, even though they're still technically kids, let's make the morals more adult, as it were. I see that, and I see that as a great parallel to what happened with Rarity and Sweetie Belle. And actually, this was the first time I realized when watching the episode, when of course Sweetie Belle ordered a salad wanted to order a salad. The ice cream bar was like, oh yeah, I forgot. Sweetie Belle's older now.
Yeah.
Like
No,
it
You're
dawned
never
on.
too old for ice cream.
Exactly.
Yeah, damn right.
You give us a Baskin Robbins or a Cold Stone, we will be there lickety split. Like, yeah, I want some ice cream. It's been a rough
did have
day.
ice cream.
Let's have some freaking
Give
ice
me
cream.
the ice cream now.
But
Now-
just to mention something about that. The end of the episode
She has
was
ice cream.
sort of reinforcing the moral that you are in fact never too old for ice cream.
It's
Like that's
just
what
that
she
has
chose
such
to
a
do.
Tiny ice cream.
Yeah.
You know, if that was the moral all along, that you're never too old for ice cream, this episode would have been better.
Now that being said,
Yeah.
now I got my positive away.
Now to
Let's
your
talk about
negatives.
my negative. Zipperwill, aka Sofia Vergara Pony, is a moron.
Oh dear.
Well, then so is Rarity.
Okay, now with Rarity, I got the idea that okay, she still sees her younger sister as still a filly, and I sort of paralleled that. Like, oh yeah, I kind of forgot that she grew older. You can't do that with Zipperwill and her pup and her dog.
Yeah.
Like you can see.
Just saying about that dog too. If you've ever owned a dog in your life and it likes to play, it won't give a shit what the toy is.
Yeah.
Like a stick on its own. God damn!
It's not even your turn yet.
No,
Just
no,
a
no.
pack.
It's all right.
Is-
Just go ahead.
No, go on, boys.
No.
That was my interjection.
No, that was actually that's actually my negative. The fact that the one part of the moral worked with Rarity and Sweetie Belle because Rarity keeps forgetting that, and I actually parallel that. Oh yeah, I kind of forgot as well. The difference is kind of obvious with Zipperwill's puppy to a dog.
Wait,
So-
what?
Hmm?
Oh, voice of keyframe rage.
Okay.
Wait, where is it? Oh, I see it. Napalm.
It's in the chat.
Lovely.
No, the two of you are
yeah,
a
so
freaking
I'll pass
nuclear
it back
bomb,
to,
I swear.
All right,
no,
I'll pass it
if there
back to
was-
Toon.
Yeah, if there was voice of keyframe rage art, it would be like it would look like a romantic shitty feast, but our faces are just super angry and yelly.
You know I think it was a picture of Kirby or something, and it was Kirby's effing pissed. I think that would be the face.
Okay.
Yeah. Anyway, Toon, what's your negative?
Boy, oh boy, oh boy, do I hate Rarity more than I've ever hated Rarity in a single episode. I hate Rarity more so than I did for Pinky in the frickin' last few episodes. Rarity is by far the worst sister. In the dynamic that we have of Applejack and Apple Bloom and Rainbow Dash and Scootaloo and Rarity and Sweetie Belle, Rarity is dead frickin' last. She has gone this entire time realizing, oh, wow, she grew up. Wow, I totally forgot about that. You have Applejack, who is on top all the time, making sure that she is the best. You have Rainbow Dash with Scootaloo, even though, like, there's still that fangirl between Scootaloo to Rainbow Dash, there's still a great dynamic between them, but frickin' Rarity is by far the most clueless, the most oblivious, the most incredibly, and I don't care, the PG rating's gone, the most fucking stupid out of the main six. It is objectively, the worst sister.
I'm gonna raise you.
Cartoons.
What?
I'm gonna sit you down. I'm gonna hold the phone and I'm gonna put it back to me. I have a question for you. You know what's the difference between Rarity and then let's just go with the biggest example, Applejack? Applejack actually lives with her sister. We've had it established that Sweetie Belle lives with
her parents.
With her parents, and Rarity doesn't live with her parents, and Rarity's been traveling to 3 different stores on the edges of Equestria for like God knows how long.
Thank you,
Also,
because you know what that
to
proves?
watch over me.
You know what that proves to me also? Rarity is now... No, not even that. Rarity is now the equivalent of the dad who isn't even around anymore.
Because he's working hard and providing for family?
No, I'm not gonna buy that, because you could at least spend some time with your freaking sister, who is doing great things as well. But you mean to tell me that you're a workaholic? It's not like I know a workaholic. Freaking Rarity is by far the worst. That's all I'm gonna say on that.
How can you say that when Some Pony to Watch Over Me exists?
I know, but you know
I would
what?
rather watch Forever Philly than Some Pony to Watch Over me.
I will say this. This is worse than Some Pony to Watch Over me.
I would say this is much
heavily
more...
disagree.
I'd say that this is more realistic than, all the other types of siblings. Yeah, of course, Applejack and, gosh darn Apple Bloom are also realistic, I guess. But,
Her name is no longer Apple Bloom. It's gosh darn Apple Bloom.
yes.
Who is...
Who is the Fortune?
I think it was Bliss.
Yes. Bliss? Earth
Bliss?
Bliss?
My negative. Oh, why?
Do you
This
not
episode
have
was
an
boring.
Oh, boring. Hooray!
I'm sorry. I love the moral and all, but it was boring. There was no funny moments. There was no, like, a break in the dullness. It's like, oh, she's bored and sad and won't say anything. Okay, can we get someone to lighten the mood? Oh, look, there's the CMC trying to help the girl with her dog, and it's not working. This isn't funny. Okay, we're back to Rarity and Sweetie Blue. It's not funny! The only time I had a funny moment was when Rarity flipped her gun. Okay, PG rating is off. So she flipped her shit. She just started out, bawling, eating ice cream. That's the Rarity I love. It's hilarious. She's throwing a tantrum, and I love it. That's the funny part. That is the only funny part of the episode. No more laughs after that. Boring. Can I get a fun, entertaining episode? There we go! Next few episodes are a lot more fun.
I thought it was fun.
I did not think fun was not fun. It was smart, but it was not fun. That's all I got.
Bliss, you said Sweetie Bloom, I think, instead of Sweetie Belle.
Bless America!
She was.
I think I did the same
No,
thing too.
God.
Whatever.
Yeah, I've done it as well. Accidentally.
I
saying
probably
Sweetie
did too.
Belle
We
and
are so used to saying Sweetie Bloom more often than Sweetie Belle.
Well,
That's
I
kind
just
of
mixed
sad
the
to
two.
say.
Like I'll be talking normally when referring to the CMC, I'm thinking of Apple Bloom and Sweetie Belle. So bleh, Sweetie Bloom. I don't know, just mixes. It rolls off the tongue, I guess.
Who was before Bliss?
I think it was me.
Okay.
Yes.
What is your one
Yes,
negative?
okay. My negative is sort of a framing device that they used with the CMC constantly following Sweetie Belle to, from location to location. Like, it's right at the end when they're taking the pictures against the backdrop, and the CMC are literally right behind the backdrop. It's like, what are they doing? Why are they following Sweetie Belle?
Because they
It
need
seems-
help.
Yeah,
They're
but
completely
they-
inept.
they didn't want Sweetie Belle to know that at the beginning of the episode.
It's a dog.
Yeah, it's just that the structure was weird. The structure didn't really work for me.
Oh shit! Damn it! Ow. Sorry. Continue.
Structure fell more
It-
apart than whatever fell apart in this name.
yes. The structure is more flimsy than whatever British Ninja broke. Yeah.
My soul.
Yeah.
It's
It's not that much of a negative because I really liked this episode, but still, it was like
Yeah, no, I
was
get
held back by.
It was boring!
You're boring.
I'd rather have a boring episode than an episode that gets me very angry with a bad message.
At least it makes you feel something.
Yeah, and then
Well-
it drives you crazy and do crazy shit.
At least it makes you feel something.
I don't know. I felt completely for Sweetie Belle. Like I remember when I started to grow out of Yu-Gi-Oh cards, and my mom got me like this really cool card for Christmas, and I was like, "Well, thank you. I mean, it's super rare, but I'm kind of getting bullied because of this, Ma."
You are never too old for Yu-Gi-Oh, and anyone who says otherwise is wrong.
And people who say that are kind of too old for Yu-Gi-Oh.
Exactly.
You can say that for the same thing.
Like,
for
okay,
Pokemon.
here's how to tell if you're too old for Yu-Gi-Oh. If your card case that you keep your cards in are really clean and immaculate, and they're not like scruffy and not undented, then you're too old for Yu-Gi-Oh. Because like our
Is that it?
Was that all your negative falling?
Yeah.
Onwards to me.
Here we
Yeah.
go.
Oh boy.
Well, first of all, before I say mine, ANY had some special
God.
messages he'd like to give us.
Oh, it's A&Y back at it again with them messages. Go ahead.
I would like to let you guys know he actually rage quitted this episode.
Really?
Oh wow.
Wait, seriously?
So we're going to start with what he didn't like, and then we'll and then he'll say what he did like.
What I did not like about this episode. Well, basically the one thing we praised MLB for from the beginning, that it was not a show talking down to its audience and being like super hand-fisted with everything. And this is exactly what they did. They even did this rather stupendous parallel storyline with the dog, where the dog goes through the same thing only to act at the very end like a non-dog. Because apparently the Fox brothers, or whatever their relation is, have no idea how a goddamn dog thinks and acts. But yeah, this was only just the tip of the iceberg of the horrible writing of this episode, so yeah. Screw the Fox brothers.
nah.
So that's what he didn't like. Would you like to hear what he did like?
Sure.
Okay.
Sure. I'm afraid.
What I liked about the episode. Well, it was the one before the Rainbow episode, no worries, I will not spoil anything, and I watched this one afterwards, and thanks to the contrast of this first episode, the Rainbow episode was even better. So that's a good thing about this episode.
Oh wow, that's a dick
Oh,
move.
damn.
That's a real
Oof.
dick move. Yeah, I don't know.
He did not like this episode.
And now
for the thing that I didn't like about this episode. This episode. I didn't much care for it.
All right. Next.
And
No, I'm
and,
no, go ahead.
No, the one thing that I just this is one of the few times where the visuals impeded the writing. Let me explain. Okay, so the whole point of this episode is explaining how much Sweetie Belle has grown up. Just saying, having some things with the pictures in the photo album and the fillies that are in the same areas that Sweetie Belle and Rarity went to look younger, to make the point, would have actually helped. It's not like they don't have puppets of the characters of younger fillies than Cutie Mark Crusader age. But no, the thing is that with the fact that the rest of the fillies look the exact same age as Sweetie Belle, it makes me angry, because it just makes Sweetie Belle look like an angsty little teenager who doesn't want to be with everything else. I'm sorry, but when I know that the show has the visual assets of characters that look younger, and all they needed to do half the time was just make the pictures with the younger Sweetie Belle puppets. It's just, this is not.
I mean, hang on a minute. I think let's say they have two Sweetie Belle.
I watched the episode twice. They didn't.
So in the flashbacks where they showed him actually enjoying it, it's the same puppet.
Yes.
Okay, I think you have a point there.
The only thing she's lacking is her cutie mark. And even then, here's the other big thing. According to the show's canon, the most that has passed is maybe 2 years.
I mean, a lot can happen in 2 years with puberty.
I understand a lot can happen in 2 years, but the way that they're presenting Sweetie Belle is like she.
Oh, what part of the canon makes you think that only 2 years have passed since when?
Because the show people have said 2 years have passed.
The show people have said that?
Yes.
In the season 4 premiere, they stated that it's been 1 year, even though the show's been going on for 4 years.
I'm
They
fairly
did?
certain that either 1.5. I'm gonna go roughly 1.5. It's officially been 1 year since season 4, right?
Wait,
Yes.
what?
It's been officially 1 year
Dude,
since season 4.
Fat Man. When season 4 started with the Summer Sun celebration, which is the same thing that happened in season 1. So it has been a whole year. Like, there's a big part of season 4, episode 1 and 2, where it's like, man, it's been a year already.
Only one?
I think Fat Man's mind's just blowing up.
Like,
Yeah, I mean it is, because 100 moons passed in between season 1 and season 3, and that's 7 years.
No, Pristine.
Unless a
I
moon
watched the
means a day.
I watched the episode twice. The only difference is between the fillies that were at, like, say, the puppet show, and the ones that Sweetie Belle is that they just don't have their cutie marks on them. But essentially, they are the same puppets. But the fact that even you said, Ninja, that only roughly 1.5 years passed, it makes no sense that they're treating like they're treating the situation for Sweetie Belle like it's been a good amount of 4 years. Like, there's childish things to teenager them. And
how would you do that then? Like, who else is in that kind of demographic age?
Well, first of all, I would have just done the simple visual thing and make Sweetie Belle look a lot younger in the flashbacks. It was a simple visual thing that just got at my nerves, because it's like, how old are you?
Okay, I think you're confusing two different things, because you talk about the Sweetie Belle flashback thing, which I agree on you, but then you talk about the people around her as she's watching it, and they look the same. Right?
Well, yeah, they're the same.
The other fillies kind of
puppet.
look kind of the same. I don't think it's the exact. Maybe his body, sure, but I don't know. I'm not an artist.
Filly puppet, though.
I have, like, there's a lot of, heck, she could just be small. In fact, I have a strange feeling that she is smaller than your average horse. But still, I just have a feeling that it's been such a subtle difference, and just because you've physically grown doesn't mean that you've intellectually grown as a character, as a person.
It's still just the point that if they just made it more visual, I
It would have
been,
helped,
would have
I
been-
guess.
I would have been annoyed less, and also the fact of why did they eat ice cream at the
You cut out a little bit.
Yeah.
I wanted a bigger ice cream, you know? Why couldn't she just say I wanted a bigger ice cream?
Because she wanted to humor her.
But she's like, no, I want a salad. So why didn't they end the episode with them eating salad? You know what? I don't know. This episode annoyed me. The
'Cause
fucking stick with the dog. I don't get angry at episodes often. And honestly, I'm not as angry as I'm presenting myself to be. I'm being hyperbolic because I find it funny to be more comedically angry than
Oh no, it's fine.
than my normal level of annoyed, which is just me being a grumpy wumpus. And if people like the episode, go right ahead. There are things I can view that would be enjoyable. But if I wanted to see this kind of moral and plot, I wouldn't watch this episode. I just watched the Goofy movies. Anyways, so that was my thing. Ninja, what's your negative?
Well, I don't know if I could surpass the 6 that you brought up, but still.
Well, hold on. Didn't I?
Oh, Golden, here you go.
Yeah.
Goodbye.
Okay, this is just a bit of a minor nitpick to me in regards to Rarity's character. There are some situations where she does go zany and over the top, and being a complete drama queen. In which at first it's hilarious, like back in the earlier in the series when she's got like the worst possible thing joke from Lesson 0, or when she was implying the whole whining scenario in the Dog and Pony show, or in season 2 she's like, "I'll destroy her" from Ponyville Confidential. But then they start to. There's like another side of it in which I kind of don't like. It's more of a pet peeve. It's when it's similar to what Toon said about having some kind of sense of oblivious. Not in the sense of when she's not looking out for Sweetie Belle and is being a workaholic, but more so of that she just doesn't really see the full picture of everything. This could just very well be in a part of what her character is. I mean, she was oblivious to the hypocrisy that was going on in Ponyville Confidential, but it's that sense of obliviousness that happened every now and then in the episode. I understand where it was going at for Rarity when she didn't see the time lapse or the change within Sweetie Belle. It's like, I can't even put my finger on it, but it's when she goes zany and over the top and oblivious to a different angle in which I can't explain completely, and it's the kind of side I kind of don't like. So, British, I'll pass it back to you.
Okay. I guess my negative would be how inept the rest of the CMC was. Because I don't know, I get that they're a unit, they're a team, and they help each other out. But how do you explain to someone that, hey, my cutie mark is that I need 2 other people to solve other people's problems? And if they're not... my special talent is being part of a unit, I guess.
Didn't they have a whole episode in season 6 about how they can be individuals on their own?
Well, I guess...
they had that episode, but they couldn't accomplish anything in that episode.
Or at least
they
Apple Bloom
couldn't-
wasn't, because she's stupid and the worst CMC, but still.
Yeah.
Hey.
They do things poorly when they're apart.
I get
Yeah.
that they do things poorly when they're apart, and I understand that it was all to highlight how Sweetie Belle gets it and Rarity doesn't. Obviously, the whole, it's because they grow up thing, and they use it as a way of, explaining to Rarity, who clearly didn't get it just for listening to Sweetie Belle. She needed that thing, so that's where I disagree with A&Y with the dog parallel thing. But, yeah, I still think that it was stupid. I still think that Scootaloo actually putting a chew toy that has had a dog licking all over it in her mouth, and then goes, it probably wasn't chewy enough. And I'm like, really? You're not doing yourselves justice here. Like, I know Sweetie Belle is an alpha boss. She don't give a crap about no bitches. She gets all the...
Nice.
She gets all the salads. Okay.
It's all the salad. Wow.
I suppose everyone... I was about to make the joke about Sweetie Belle going, oh, I'm vegan, but I suppose everyone's vegan in MLP.
Wow.
Yeah, they're horses.
Oh no, they drink milk, I
I
guess.
almost
Had
feel
milk
like
in it.
I kind of agree what like Keyframe said with the whole salad thing, and then they just go up for ice cream. But I think a part of me feels like Sweetie Belle, damn it, Sweetie Belle. She asked for salad. What's the gift for me? And he said, hello, I am not a Philly anymore. I clearly want adult food, so have baka chipaka. Stop laughing at me.
I think that's everyone.
Is that?
Yes.
Well, Ninja, you went, right?
Yes, I did.
Okay.
He just did.
Yeah, the CMC, you know, being two CMC members not being able to solve the problem seems a bit
Okay.
silly.
Also, that Sweetie Belle solved it without their help at all.
Yeah, it's
Like,
just like why
like
are
they
you
were
even
trying.
here?
Hold on a
And
second.
then
Hold on a second. Hold on a sec. There's just... I think we're overlooking one thing in this episode. Who serves
That would be-
ice cream that tiny? What are people's obsession with tiny food? It's
You never
stupid.
had it, like, you never seen
Have
a
you
dog
never
die?
been
to other
Ask Zesty Gourmand.
Have you ever been to a fancy restaurant? No, because you're from Chicago.
What is this ice cream? for
Wow,
ants?
you know what? I am from Chicago, and we don't do that shit here.
You people call yourselves meatballs, and you go to the Cubs game with your lukewarm Budweisers.
I don't... Okay, now that's just stereotyping, and I will fight you for that, because we go...
Okay, now something doesn't seem right here. Tiny food, America, choose one.
with your deep dish pizzas that are just glorified bread bowls of tomato sauce.
Excuse me! You don't know shit, Keyframe.
I come to New York, scrub for ribs.
Oh no, I've been to New York, and guess what? Chicago's better. At least the pizza we have actually fills us up and doesn't look like a soggy piece of shit. Anyway, so that is all we're gonna do for Roundtable's
Able to
Magic.
fly, for its wings are too small to fit its fat little body.
Thank you for joining us at Roundtable. Join us next week when we do parental guidance with friggin' Vector Brony. Thank you guys for turning out for this. See you all later before Keyframe rips my fucking head off.